good evening. Thank you all for taking part in my EdTech Seminar. Today I will be proposing 2 EdTech tools that I believe our schools should adopt for better student learning, for overall engagement, and also to make facilitation in the classroom easier for the educator. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. I want to start off the seminar just by addressing the question, why add more EdTech tools? We already have so much. That's pretty much all we're using nowadays. But as the world continues to rapidly change, technology changes as well. There are many more EdTech tools that are much more advanced that would prove to be more beneficial in student classrooms as opposed to the ones that we have gotten used to, especially over the past couple of years. Also, technology is an integral part of our society, and students need to be prepared to succeed in a digital world once they leave high school. We must keep up to date with current technologies that serve to benefit the students' academic needs and their experience. Lastly, EdTech tools help teachers facilitate a better learning environment. Just a little bit of EdTech data before I get into the tools I would like to propose. In the United States, students with more than 60 minutes per week of device use achieved higher academic results, a metric that varies country to country. So students continually using technological devices have shown higher academic results. In 2015, 49% of students worldwide reported that they had taken an online course in the past 12 months. A year later, in 2016, 81% of college students believed that digital learning technology, including virtual classroom chat, helped them boost their grades. And then lastly, as of summer 2020, 93% of US teachers reported conducting at least some of their teaching online from home. So as we can see, technology isn't going anywhere. It just keeps becoming more and more ingrained in our society and our culture. So on to the main point of the seminar. The first EdTech tool I'd like to propose is Nearpod. So what is Nearpod? Nearpod is a digital platform that allows teachers to create interactive lesson plans, or teachers have the option to choose a ready-to-teach customizable plan matching the curriculum that they are already planning on teaching. Nearpod includes over 20 formative assessments and dynamic media tools such as Draw It, polls, drag and drop, live participation, virtual reality field trips, and academic games. This provides an abundance of stimulation for our students. It's hard to go bored when using Nearpod in the classroom. They always have something to do, always something to be engaged in. And then also, a benefit for the teacher is they are able to collect feedback in real time, and Nearpod can work within the classroom or from home. So this would be a good tool to use if you are looking to incorporate a blended learning classroom as well. So very versatile. It works with different classroom styles. And again, getting feedback in real time, big perk for the teacher as well. Before we go to the next slide, I'd like to just present a video describing what Nearpod is. So go ahead and switch over. Just gives you kind of a visual representation of what Nearpod offers.
With Nearpod, you can make every lesson interactive. Launch lessons your students can't wait to join. With interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. As the teacher, you always know where your students are with Nearpod's formative assessments, including polls, open-ended questions, and more. Get started with what you already have. Add the power of Nearpod to your existing PowerPoints, worksheets, videos, Google Slides, and other curriculum resources you love. Create active video experiences to check for understanding with built-in interactive questions. Increase engagement with gamification and activities, including time to climb, draw it, drag and drop, and more. Get started even faster with our library of pre-made standard-aligned lessons, videos, and activities built in partnership with some of your favorite educational brands. Use them as is or customize to meet the unique needs of your students. Once you're ready to launch your lesson, choose the teaching mode that works best for your setting. In live participation mode, you control the pace, and students participate on their devices, in person or virtually. In student-paced mode, students move through and participate on their own, working from home or in class, in centers, stations, or groups. Toggle between live and student-paced lesson delivery with live to student-paced mode to address misconceptions on the fly and differentiate for student needs. With front-of-class mode, you can use Nearpod without student devices and facilitate collaborative discussions. Your students will love lessons that combine interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. You'll love using insights from more than 20 formative assessments and dynamic media experiences to guide your teaching, adapt instruction, differentiate, and improve student outcomes. However you teach, it's in Nearpod. Learn more and get started for free at nearpod.com.
All right, so Nearpod, very interactive, very stimulating, great for differentiated instruction, and also great for a blended learning model, which we are seeing nowadays with virtual learning being heavily used. So we'll go ahead and switch back over to the presentation. And it took me all the way back, so I'll just click through here. All right, so adopting Nearpod. What do we need and how would we train faculty? To access the full features of Nearpod, we will need to adopt a license, which can easily be done on Nearpod's websites. Administrators are able to go onto the website itself to request a quote, gain access to Nearpod, and then teachers will be able to sign in their accounts from there. Faculty training will be broken up into 2 different sessions. The first session will focus on just understanding what Nearpod is, the purpose, and we will also go over the various tools and features that Nearpod provides. So it's really just going to focus on being familiar with Nearpod, understanding what it is, and how it can better help the classroom and students. The second session will solely focus on having teachers using Nearpod hands-on so they can gain practice from the platform. Teachers could be able to use the lesson plans, come up with like a mock assignment. The second session will just focus on teachers actually using it and understanding it in that way. So, why use Nearpod? How is this going to benefit students? Nearpod is very interactive and formats lessons in a way that is visually pleasing and stimulating. It is very easy for students to get bored sitting in a classroom all day listening to their teacher talk. So Nearpod gives students that stimulating break from the typical lecture. Teachers can use interactive slides, videos, games, and activities for students to engage in, either in person or at home. Teachers will be able to gather and track student data in real time, as we saw in the video with some exercises that popped up for the students. They watched the video and then they also had to answer questions to check their understanding. So teachers will have access to check their answers in real time. They don't have to wait until after the lesson. Lastly, I assess the viability of Nearpod because it is both accessible and user-friendly for the students and teachers. Very easy to adopt, very easy to access, and very user-friendly. We don't want to use platforms that make the educator's job more difficult than it already is. Lastly, what are going to be the financial impacts of adopting Nearpod, and how does Nearpod address digital citizenship? So for Nearpod, there are 3 types of subscriptions. There is Silver, Gold, and Platinum. Silver is free, very basic features. You don't have the interactive tools like drag it, polls, and all that stuff that makes Nearpod unique and fun. The Gold membership is $120 a year, so that comes out to $10 a month. And Platinum is $349 a year, which comes out to $29 a month. Biggest difference between Gold and Platinum is Platinum just has more space, really. Platinum has 5 GB storage and can hold up to 90 students per lesson. Gold has 1 GB of storage and can hold up to 75 students. 75 students itself is already plenty of students, so Gold will definitely suffice for our school. And as far as digital citizenship, Nearpod's curriculum is already the school district's library. So the content that is being presented in Nearpod is already approved and safe to teach. The only thing is that students will need to learn how to use the features within Nearpod, but again, the activities are meant to be very quick and user-friendly, so this is going to be very easy to teach the students if educators would like to implement this in their classroom. So that was the first EdTech tool, and the second and last EdTech tool I would like to propose is Headspace. Headspace has a little bit of a different concept. So Headspace offers tools for educators to introduce activities and exercises focused on improving student mental and emotional health. So we're kind of straying away from the traditional academics and focusing on the students' mental health here. Headspace promotes healthy habits students can take with them for life, such as coping mechanisms for anxiety, stress, frustration, any other negative emotions that they are feeling. And we address these emotions in the class so that we can avoid any negative behaviors and refocus the student in order to receive the academic information. Headspace mainly utilizes meditation practices and mindful activities. So I will again also show a quick video explaining Headspace a little bit more in depth. This video is 4 minutes long. We're not going to watch all 4 minutes, just a couple minutes to get a good idea on the purpose of Headspace.
Hi, I'm Sam, a mindfulness teacher here at Headspace. Mindfulness promotes resiliency, confidence, and mental health. Mindfulness is the capacity to pay attention on purpose with openness, curiosity, and a willingness to be with things just as they are. We at Headspace are so excited to be offering back-to-school mindfulness tools to the classroom. The program we created offers 3 levels of commitment, and you can complete all 3 levels at whatever pace suits you. And to amp up motivation, we're offering a certificate of completion that you can print out and give to your students to celebrate their accomplishment. So I want to welcome you to this discussion I had with my good friend, Brandy Goodman, who's a 4th grade teacher. We just sat down to discuss some of the challenges and successes of bringing mindfulness into the classroom.
It's been extremely helpful that mindfulness has been a bigger topic of conversation. It's been brought into schools not only for kids, but for teachers now.
We're going to be doing a Mindfulness for Educators program, and we've gone through all the content and picked out the exercises that are short, sweet, and most impactful for students.
Having the opportunity to teach kids skills of checking in with their bodies and being more in touch with their emotions and understanding the impact that they have on others. And when they are feeling connected, when they're feeling seen, when they're feeling happy and comfortable and safe, they're going to learn more. Right? I mean, obviously the whole point of school is to, learn and grow on your academic journey, but that isn't going to be successful if they're not feeling good emotionally.
When kids gain mastery over their attention and they're able to regulate their attention, like, oh, I've just been daydreaming about what I'm going to do at recess. Right. I caught my thought and now I'm coming back.
Yep.
That very basic skill is so important to learning.
Yes.
And your ability to really take in the information you're being given and process information. I always tell teachers that it's really welcoming in vulnerability into your classroom.
I have students that, struggle with attention and focus. For them to have to sit for 1 minute is challenging.
We make the meditation practices really short.
Right.
We're just going to take the next minute or two. They feel like that's within their ability. It's so common to feel resistance towards something new. Always encourage trying, but that if they don't feel like doing it or it doesn't feel right for them, to give them alternatives. As long as they're not disturbing others, they are free to read silently, or they can rest, or just put their head down on the desk. What are some of the...
All right, so that's a good place to pause. That basically sums up the purpose of Headspace pretty well. We'll go ahead and go back over to the presentation once again. And of course, it's going to take me back to the very beginning. That's the last video, so we shouldn't have to run into this problem again. All right, here we are. Okay, so now for Headspace. What do we need to adopt, and how are we going to train faculty? Well, Headspace is very easy in that department. Headspace can simply be accessed through a computer or any mobile device. There is no need to adapt any other technological tools. As long as you got a computer or even a phone, you're good to go. Faculty training will be completed within one session. If an extra session needs to be added, then there's room for that as well, but one session should be enough to get through Headspace. So we would spend a day going over what Headspace is, how it can be beneficial for students and teachers, and then we're going to go over some of the different guides and activities that Headspace offers, just so teachers can be familiar with the concept of Headspace, and they can also kind of start picking and choosing what activities they like versus what they may not use in the classroom. All right, so Headspace, how does it help students? Headspace focuses on guiding the student into a healthy mindset so they are able to receive the academic information taught to them. If they don't have an open mind, they're not going to be open to absorbing the wonderful content that educators are giving them every day. It helps students feel more connected, comfortable, and focused in the classroom. Mind and body are truly connected, and we are now seeing the importance of mental health, and this should be promoted in school as well. And lastly, Headspace, I assess the viability of Headspace because, again, very accessible. That, to me, is the most important part. Is it accessible and user-friendly? And teachers can easily integrate a meditation break or emphasize whatever mindful strategies. Headspace already has it laid out for them. They just pick and choose what they want at any time during their lesson. Okay, and then financial impact and digital citizenship. So as of now, Headspace is free. Educators have complete free access if they are K through 12, so no cost to the school at all. For digital citizenship, there are potential concerns regarding privacy and data sharing and receiving advertisements. However, Headspace, this is only an account for the teacher, so there's no risk of student information or any other sensitive information being in danger of getting leaked. So this is just all the teacher's account, how they choose to handle it. All right, and we are nearing the end of the presentation, so just to wrap up, adopting both Nearpod and Headspace will improve student learning, promote engagement, and help teachers facilitate a more interactive and a meaningful lesson. Nearpod stimulates the classroom through interactive lessons, gamification, and virtual experiences. Using Nearpod does not give the student a chance to get bored or rest. There's always something fun and interactive for them to do. Lastly, with Headspace, this emphasizes the importance of mental health and encourages students to adopt healthy habits that will foster their emotional maturity. Again, mental health is such an important concept that we are now recognizing, and our students need to feel happy in order for them to be willing to receive the academic information teachers are trying to give them. So thank you. That is all I have for today. If there are any questions or concerns, you can reach out to me via email. I have my email there, sbeam@marconilearning.org. And again, thank you for your time.